The success of humans on Earth is the result of our ability to learn from nature. We can learn how to survive and thrive by observing other species in their natural habitats. Nature provides us with inspiration, motivation and guidance as we strive for success on this planet. Ask nature for success. Ask nature for success. Ask nature for help. Ask nature for guidance. Ask nature for strength. Ask nature for wisdom. Persist, even when it is hard to do so, because you will be rewarded in the end. To learn things, find a teacher in nature. Look for a teacher in nature. If you want to learn something, look for a teacher through the natural world. You can find teachers everywhere, they just need to be looked for. Be open to new ideas, do it in nature. You can learn a lot about yourself and the world around you when you're in nature. By going outside, you'll find that there's so much more to see than just trees and grass. Nature is full of inspiration, knowledge and help. It provides support for people who are experiencing trouble or need help making decisions about their lives. And it's also an excellent source for success. If we look at nature as a whole instead of focusing on only one aspect, like I want to become better at math, we'll discover that everything has some importance. And not just because they're part of our environment, but also because they give us something valuable. Information on how things work together as well as how they work individually. Encouragement when we face obstacles along our path towards achieving goals. Inspiration when we wonder what else might be out there waiting for us. To develop patience and perseverance, watch a plant grow. Patience and perseverance are the keys to success. Plants are patient, and they can be patient for a long time. They can grow very slowly, even in difficult conditions. The plants that you see growing on your windowsill or in your garden may have been there for years. While you're waiting for them to return what you've given them, seed, it's important not to give up hope that someday soon something will happen so that these plants will come back into bloom again and bring beauty into your life once more. To develop awareness of your surroundings, look for animal tracks. Animal tracks can teach you a lot about the animals that live in your neighborhood. They show what kind of animal it is, how big it was when it left the trail, and how long ago this happened. For example, if you see two sets of human footprints with one set being smaller than another set, then this might mean that there are two people nearby, or at least within earshot. Animal tracks also help us understand our environment better by giving us insight into weather conditions or even seasonal changes. For example, seeing more deer prints during summer months or fewer deer prints in winter will tell us something about where they spend their time off season. To become more focused, watch an insect work. You can learn a lot about how to be more focused by watching insects. Watch ants and bees. Ants are amazing. They move quickly, but they also build complex structures out of dirt, including tunnels that allow them to travel across long distances without getting lost. Bees make honey from flowers, and they're not just good at finding nectar, their bodies even change shape so that their stingers can reach farther into the flower's petals than other insect stings do. If you want to learn about how much work goes into creating something so beautiful and functional, and delicious, watch an ant or two as they build their homes underground. Then compare it with what a bee does when building its own home above ground level. You'll see what I mean when I say there's no comparison between these two groups of animals when it comes time for sharing knowledge gained through observation only while standing still as opposed both part, i.e. actually doing anything physical like walking around outside all day long looking at things under different conditions, which would provide better opportunities for learning new things than sitting still doing nothing while watching static video footage projected onto screens inside classrooms where nobody ever walks up close enough within reach distance range, even though both methods might seem equally boring compared side by side. To be able to make decisions, notice the squirrel choose which way to go. The squirrel is a good example of making decisions. It makes decisions based on what it sees, hears and smells. The squirrel uses its senses to make quick decisions about where to go or what to do next. The squirrel also has an awareness of the dangers around it and will often run away from them if they are perceived as a threat. Practice finding food. Collect fruit from trees in your neighborhood. Find food in your neighborhood. If you're lucky enough to live in an area with plenty of fruit trees, collecting and eating the fruit from those trees can be a great way to practice finding food. You can even collect nuts and berries as well. It also helps if there are oak trees nearby because acorns are high in protein but low on calories and fat, which makes them perfect for people who want to lose weight quickly or build muscle mass faster than normal. Practice listening. Listen for birds, frogs and insects when you are out in nature. In nature, listen for birds, frogs and insects. Listen for the wind in the trees. Listen for the birds in the trees. Listen for frogs in ponds and rivers. Listen to insects buzzing around grasses or crawling along leaves on tree trunks. Listen closely and you will learn from it. To become successful, turn to nature. Nature is an inspiration. It's a source of success, and it can help you to be more successful, too. Nature inspires us to be successful because it teaches us how to live in harmony with our surroundings and make the most of what we have available. The same applies when it comes to business. If you want your company's success, look towards nature as your guide. Ask nature for success. Ask nature for success. Ask nature to help you with your decision-making process, or to provide a sign that shows you the way forward. Ask nature for guidance in choosing between two options, and ask it how best to achieve your goal. If there's something that's bothering you or holding back progress, think about what your soul needs from this situation, and ask it for those answers. This is especially helpful if the issue isn't one of physical health, which can be addressed by going outside, but rather something deeper like finances or relationships with other people, or even just finding meaning in life through faith alone, in which case all we have left is prayer. Don't copy people. Don't copy people. Don't copy other people's ideas, style, behavior, or opinions. Don't even try to be like them. The only thing you need to do is think for yourself and be your own person. Find your inspiration from nature. There is no better place to find inspiration than nature. It's a teacher, it has answers to all of our problems, and it's full of beauty and inspiration. Nature has its own way of doing things, which can be helpful when trying to solve problems in the workplace or school environment. Nature teaches us that success comes from hard work and practice, not luck. In fact, many successful people throughout history use their time outdoors as a way to learn about themselves by observing nature closely. See Leonardo da Vinci. Make a point to be more mindful of the animals in your life and to appreciate them more. The animal kingdom is an endless source of inspiration. It has all kinds of amazing things to teach us, and it can be very motivating to see what other species do when they face similar challenges. The animals in your life are a great teacher, too. They're always there for you, teaching you lessons about life and how to deal with problems as they come up, or even before they happen. Nature is a great source for inspiration, and if you ask it for help, you'll get success. Ask nature for help. Nature is a great source for inspiration, and if you ask it for assistance in your endeavors, you will get the success that has eluded you so far. Don't copy people. Find your own way to success by finding inspiration from nature itself. Make a point to be more mindful of the animals in your life and appreciate them more than ever before. They're there to teach us lessons every day. A squirrel stores nuts for the winter. The best way to get success is to look for nature's secrets. A squirrel stores nuts for the winter. A bird builds its nest with care, and beavers build dams. Antelope run fast to escape predators, while lions dig holes in the ground and fill them up with roots before going back into their underground lair. Nature is a great source for inspiration, and if you ask it for help, you'll get success. A bird builds its nest with care. Birds are very careful to make sure that the nest is safe and secure. They build their nests out of twigs, leaves, and other materials found in the forest around them. They build their nests in trees so that they can watch over their eggs at all times. They also choose a nest site that allows them access to food sources or water nearby, and these birds care about what kind of weather conditions will affect how long it takes for their eggs to hatch. Beavers build dams. Beavers are the best example of how to be prepared for the future. They build dams, like this one in Canada. Beavers are good at building dams because they have been doing it for thousands of years and know what works best. They also work hard at school, which makes them great students. You can tell because they're studying hard. Antelope run fast to escape predators. Antelope are fast runners, and they can run at speeds of up to 55 miles per hour. They can also jump over obstacles in their way, flushing out the predator by making it appear as if they were running away. Antelope are able to move with ease through tall grasses because they have long legs that allow them to stretch out without leaving any footmarks behind them. Be like nature and work hard to prepare for the future. You might be thinking, nature is a great source of inspiration, but it can't teach me how to make good decisions. Well, you're wrong. Nature has been around for millions of years, and it has learned how to survive. It knows what works and what doesn't work in life. If you want to become successful at anything in life, whether it's business or sports, you should look at nature as a great teacher. Nature has provided us with many examples on how we can improve our lives by being more like her. She allows us all kinds of freedom, but only if we take care of her. She gives us food whenever we need it, but only if we don't eat everything. Conclusion. I hope these tips were helpful. You can also find some of my other blog posts on how nature helps us develop good habits, how it's a great place to learn new things, and more.